Thank you very much for having me here in this wonderful institution. Uh, these are the real temples of knowledge. What we do outside is just because institutions like this are able to give us the dreams and what can we do and how do we bridge the gap, which is the problem statements, as we call it in today's world, in the society, to taking the development from institutions like this. And I'm glad that some of the friends are listening this talk, sitting at home through the Z Digital Publishing. Hello, everybody. Today I'm in Hyderabad in IIIT. It's International Institute of Information Technology. It's a university. It's a thing, as you might have realized by now. And we have here people from startups and other things. So I would tell you that I'm a dharmic person, I know, but I'm not one who does the puja, arti and everything.
Karma yogi, sir.
You can say that. But I have realized one thing, that when the time comes, things fall in place. And I had dreamt of these smart cities and situation like that long, long back. And in my eyes, in front of my eyes, lakhs and lakhs of crores of the taxpayers' money have been spent in India in creating those smart cities or so-called smart cities. But we have still, I know that a lot of good work has also gone in, but I have been dreaming about that, and one day my good friend Mr. Tapan Sangal came to me that he's leaving his established practice of law and joining and to do a real estate business. So I said, okay, that's a very good idea. Why don't we work together in the real estate business? So he said, that's fine, why not? We know each other, we have comfort with each other. But that time I was reluctant in telling him that what I have in mind. And then after I would say, few weeks of his joining, we started this company, P2E, which is pre-designed, pre-conceived projects and in real estate. That's how the name P2E is also. But then one day I said, Tapanji, why don't we do real estate, but in a technical way, in technological way. So today we have renamed Mayaverse as Metaverse as a Mayaverse. That's the name we have coined. And I think we have put it for patenting, but let's hope that does. So what we are doing is that we are creating India's first virtual city in India, which would be, that means what I'm saying is that we want to become a platform or a host of the futuristic society. And that's what I was talking to the director of this IIIT, that maybe we can collaborate with you and seek some solutions and envisage the problems and seek some solutions which were to happen 10 years from now, 5 years from now, so that we work together in this. And I'm happy that hopefully by end of December or first week of January, we would be launching the first virtual city of India. And we have renamed it Hastinapur, where people like, the creative people like him, you mentioned, he's going to help us and recreate Hastinapur and see the journey of Hastinapur becoming Indraprasth and then to modern Delhi. And that should be, and problem statements are what? That it should be sustainable city, it has to be pollution free, it has to have lots of those kind of activities. People should be happy that they are knowing very well that if they buy a land in Hastinapur, they will know that, okay, here is this open architecture design, you can build your house, you know what you can do, what you cannot do. If you do that planning according to that, you will get approval within 24 hours. What you assume in sitting in Hyderabad, you will want that your building plan should be approved by the municipality. If not 24 hours, in 24 months also, sometime you don't know whether it will be approved or not. And so it is close to an ideal society what we want to launch in Hastinapur. And of course, then the second city would be in the south of India, which we have thought the name as Dakshinpuram. And in this there would be a lot of content will be created because we are the content people. As a Z, we know how to create content. We know now technology people are helping us, the team here, team in Noida, team sitting in Bombay, everywhere. We are bringing the Z's content creation teams also collaborating with it. So there are lots of things. For example, I mean, I can say because a lot of people are sitting and watching at home, for them, you must have read lots of books about creating our Constitution of India. Today nobody talks that this Constitution of India is something not what Mahatma Gandhi or Gandhiji dreamt of. Gandhi's dream of Swaraj was to give the control, the governance to each village level. But whereas our constitution is, which has been centralized most of the powers. And if you listen, I have read lots of books and you will be able to listen, and virtually the avatars of those 240 members of Constituent Assembly at that time, you will listen to them in this Hastinapur as if they were talking, what they spoke is exactly the same. But we are using the technology, voice modulation, creating their avatars, even you can see B.R. Ambedkar speaking to them. Ambedkar has said, one place I read, that the people in Constituent Assembly said, what kind of constitution are you giving us? We didn't fight, we didn't give our lives for this kind of a central rule. It's nothing but the same British rule which they've said.
In a different form.
In a different form. But he said, what do? I was given the brief by the Prime Minister that this is what has to be done. And people went after Pandit Nehru at that time, that what kind of constitution are you presenting? He said, so we have taken 3 years, now already 2.5 years, we are already late. The whole world is listening at us, they are laughing at us. Maybe we will make an amendment as and when needed. Okay, we will make the amendment as and when needed, but the whole structure remains the same. It's not, power has not been given to the people of this country, as envisaged by. So we will bring that to life.
Into this Mayaverse.
Yeah. Today, no politician of no matter which party it is, doesn't say that this constitution is not as per the wishes of the freedom fighters of India, those who gave us freedom. So these kind of things, a lot of things in history has been amended, changed from the reality. A small example is they say that Maharana Pratap was defeated in the battleground from the Mughals. We discovered the fact of the matter is that he was not. He defeated the Mughals in that war. So there are a lot of historical facts which are available. The Jodhpur University, the other researchers, those who are researching in history, they know it. So we will certainly correct those things in this Hastinapur as well. So
What are the elements you're bringing in, sir? I mean, like, of course, the immersive, like, say, the constitution, that whole experience of being in that room when the discussion was happening, that's very nice. But what are the other such elements that you're envisioning in this Mayaverse?
see, what we will be doing is that whatever technological development institutions like you are doing, the real application of that in the day-to-day life is what we will do there. You will be able to see that you have done, for example, half an hour ago, you showed us some virtual reality simulation of fabrics and things like that. Those kind of things, we will make use of these technologies and show it to the people that this is what you can do. People will not be. Today, there are at least, जो मेरी knowledge में है, is about $180 billion are lying of Indian origin money into Swiss banks. And there is no claimant of that.
No claimant.
No claimant.
Wow.
Because that time technology was not there. Today the blockchain and those kind of smart contract technology what we are building with the people, help from your institution and the lot of Indian people are doing, it will be hopefully first Indian blockchain complying with all Indian laws and regulation would be made to use. Then everything is going to be in transparent manner available to the people, those who are going to be part of Hastinapur. They can, their next generation or next to next generation, everybody will know that this is my grandfather's property. And, or this money, or this kind of thing. So use of technology in a manner which is creating a happy and prosperous society is what we want to create.
How would you get people into this, sir? I mean, like, at one side it is, on one side it is entertainment, on the other side it's also an alternate world, and also looking back at history and such, it's also a little bit educational. So what are the key triggers that people will come into this world?
Initially they may come with looking at it as a technological product. That it's a, as the name suggests, Mayaverse. It's in a, entering into a Mayavi Nagari, which is not for real. But once they come with that hook, they will realize that this is also a real world. Sorry, I'm not talking too much in technology term. I'm talking more of
we want your vision, sir.
more of a common man's language. That I asked some people, those who are interested in buying some land in Hastinapur. So they first asked, what will we do with this land? I said, what do you do with the real land which you buy today? So they say, oh, okay, we keep it as an investment, or we put it to give to my daughter, give to somebody. Same you can do here. So if you look at Vedanta's knowledge and use that knowledge with technology layer, you will, this is the result of that. Now in Vedanta you read, your human being lives into 3 states of living. And they all 3 are real. First one, like you and I, we are talking, we are awakening state. We are awakened. We are not sleeping now. We are in awakened state. This is the reality. When second stage of being, is when you are sleeping and you are dreaming. In the dream, you, Mr. Ramesh, can be the owner of Tata Group. Or you could be begging on the street with the ball in your hand that you are hungry and you don't have money to buy food. But that's the reality of that movement. It's not unreal. That's also a real word. Because many of you must have seen when you, sometimes by sleeping, you are doing something, you are fighting with somebody, you're angry with, in your dream with somebody. All of a sudden you wake up, your whole body is sweating. Your heartbeat is much faster.
So the
because you were fighting.
Experience was real.
Experience was real. Then is third stage where you have a deep sleep. That's when you don't have, and you are equivalent to a dead person. So this is the word which is real and experiencing reality with the technological usage. If I want to explain in the normal language.
No, that's fantastic, sir. I think that's a very nice analogy in terms of what world this is. So just going a little bit, see, when you started in the last 20, 25, 30 years in the media industry, you probably adopted technology that already existed somewhere in the world, and whether it is equipment or software and such. You repeatedly refer to it in the last 15, 20 minutes that you're looking at technology that is still developing. How did you, I mean, I want to put it in a nice way. It takes some guts, right, sir, to have a vision that is going to depend on technology that doesn't exist and you have to partly help create. How did that thinking happen, sir, that you're willing to take that bet?
Exactly. You see, when I started in 1991, 92, and this is a real scenario which I have written in my book also, but not many people probably have read the book. I have written there that if Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, ZTV would have never started. And if ZTV would not have started, today the media world in television terms, there are 563 television channels in India. And more than almost 12 million people who are employed in this industry. It would not have happened.
It's amazing, yeah. I didn't know that there were so many people employed.
Yes, sir. Much more than your information technology. Actually,
yes, sir,
if you
absolutely.
ask me.
Yes, sir. 12 million is a lot.
Yeah. So, and example, when I say example, because I know a friend of mine who was then INB minister, the film industry wanted Doordarshan to show 2 films instead of 1 film a week. So he went to Mrs. Gandhi as a Prime Minister, Madam, there is demand for 2 films from the film industry, can I? So he says, with Mr. Shukla, V.C. Shukla, was the INB minister. He says, she gave me such a dirty look and I ran for my life. He could do. And to me, when I was starting, the then INB minister, INB secretary, tells me, I will not allow you, Mr. Chandra, to start a private television channel in India over my dead body, he says. And he says, but why? So you will create so much consumerism in this country, we are not ready for it. That was the thinking. So now, also similar thing is happening, unfortunately, with us. In India, we are doing all our startups, we are doing TCS or Infosys or so many big companies. Tell me why they are just simply somebody is of $200 billion, somebody is $100 billion, somebody is $50 billion. Why they are not in $1 trillion? Because they don't own IPR.
Yes, yes.
They do the body shopping work. They make some profit out of each person working for them. For their job is that let us hire more and more people. More bodies working for me. For each body, I'm making 10,000 rupees a month. That's what they show to the capital market. But all the work done here, Today, our Prime Minister talked about the fabrication unit for chips making. So, fabs, as we call it in short, lot of work is being done. Design work is done, 80% of that in India. But you don't own a single fab. You're not making a single chip.
We don't own the IP and we don't own the
You
fab.
don't own the IP.
Yes.
Don't own the fab. What for? Why? So this kind of Hastinapur will ensure that our technical people, technology people work together. Let's work together and let's create more and more IPRs in India.
No, amazing. Sir. I
That
think-
would be my dream.